The time has finally come. This will probably be the last settings video we do for Cold War. As you can see right in the bottom right, Modern Warfare 2 is coming out very soon in October. Beta, I don't know when it's coming, maybe August, I'm not really sure, I don't remember. But this is gonna be the last video we do on graphic settings for Cold War. Now, if you're looking to get some FPS boost, this is the video for you. We're on PC. If these settings apply to console, then go ahead and use it, because I don't know what applies really. But let's just get into it. So first, I want to talk about my stretch res. Well, actually, first of all, make sure your drivers are all the way updated. I've said this before, I've said it plenty of times. Make sure your drivers are updated. If it's not, you will get a lot of packet bursts, you will get issues, you get crashes. So if you don't have this downloaded, you need it, especially if you have a NVIDIA graphics card. So now that that's out the way, let's go ahead and get into NVIDIA control panel. This is also another NVIDIA graphics card application. All right, so let me get this open real quick. So first of all, I'm using stretch resolution. Now what stretch res does is stretches out the screen to your liking, and the benefits to it are usually, you know, thicker body characters and more frames, and I'm pretty sure that's it. I don't really know what else, but I use stretch res. I use this 1750 by 1080. Now the way you get this, obviously you open up control panel, go to change resolution, and then select customize, and then from there you create custom resolution, and then just make your horizontal pixels 1750 by 1080. Or if you want, you can search up some stretch res sizes and just test those out. You don't want to usually change vertical lines because it'll like ruin your whole screen, but that's pretty much that. Also, if you want to overclock your refresh rate, you can do it down here as well, but doing so reduces your lifespan of your monitor. So that's up to you. You know, if you want to risk that, go ahead and do that, fam. But basically, you just want to select custom and then apply. Make sure your hertz are all the way maxed out, and you're pretty much good to go. Also, if you want to manage 3D settings, if you want to copy these, go ahead. These are also set for performance. As you can see, power management mode, prefer maximum performance. This is obviously a must, because it won't give your PC the full power that it needs to perform as max. Basically, what the fuck it says there. So make sure you guys copy all of these as well. And that's pretty much that. I'm skimming through it, going quickly. Also, if you have a S.U.B.S.C.R.I.B.E, I'm gonna go over my DPI real quick for my settings, because this is what this video is. Open up the S.U.B.S.C.R.I.B.E application. Now, depending on the mouse you have, you know, you'll have different software. Sometimes your DPI switches will be on the mouse itself, but for me, I have a software for it. So where is it? I have not used this in a while. Engine right here. Now I use the S.U.B.S.C.R.I.B.E Rival 110. I got this from Walmart for like 24 bones, and yeah, I don't even think they sell these anymore, but this is what I use because I don't have any other mouse. I was gonna get the Logitech G Pro wireless, but you know, it's kind of a lot of money. So for my DPI, it's called CPI on S.U.B.S.C.R.I.B.E. It's an 800. And for my playstyle, I had someone tell me that this was good for pushing. So this is literally the playstyle I do. If you can't, you're probably not gonna like this. But for me, I do push a lot of people. I only push people. If you're not pushing, bro, what are you doing? Unless you're playing objective, but then you're kind of still a bitch. But that's besides the point. I use an 800, and when I'm not using, when I'm using kill streaks, like the turret gun or whatever you call it, I like to click on my DPI, because without it you're kind of slow moving around. So this actually boosts me up so I can aim quicker. So that's a little cheat I use. What else? Let's just go ahead and get into the settings now. So open this up, keyboard and mouse. This is all my senses. I've been using this for a while now. I used to use 16, 17, 18, but I mean, this just feels like it feels perfect for me. This is all I use. Gradual. Nothing really here changes. Now the monitor distance coefficient, I forgot who it was, but he said that you gotta measure the height of your monitor and divide it by your length, and this is what you should get. So that's what I did, and that's pretty much good to go. I don't really know, I don't fuck with that much, but it's there. Also, I did switch mantle behavior. I've noticed that when I'm like shooting people and I'm jumping a lot, I mount like obstacles, and it literally gets me fucking killed. It is the worst feeling ever, and it pisses me off. So airborne mental, I have that on I don't even know why this is blocked out. What the fuck? I have it on second press. It's because I have this on. But you know, on second press I like to jump early and then jump again to climb it, so I can save some time. But on second press is what I like to use, and the rest of this should literally be default. Most of this is Warzone shit that I don't use. Auto sprint, I have it disabled. Sprint cancels reload. Definitely don't want that on. That's pretty much it. Mouse wheel input delay. I don't really know what this does. I should probably read it, but okay, yeah, never mind. Weapon switch wraparound. The fuck? When cycling through your weapons, it will wrap around from the last first, vice versa. Okay. Yeah, that's stable for sure. Keybinds, I've switched crouch, and this is because my C key is like broken. I use the AMP Pro 2s, so I also have my prone switch to Z, and my ping is C. Now it obviously sticks sometimes, but it's literally not that important when I ping, so I can like double click and it'll ping eventually. And that's pretty much all that's been changed here. Fly down, that's changed automatically when I switched it. That's for Warzone. What else? Let me know who's pre-ordering Modern Warfare 2, by the way. Kind of curious. So graphic settings, here we are. Display mode full screen. You always want to be in full screen no matter what. Monitor 1, yeah, it's kind of tough. If you're in full screen, it's gonna be tough if you're a streamer type stuff, because you know, you sometimes you like to switch between monitors, but that's why people have that Elgato pad, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what the fuck it's called, where you basically can switch scenes, you know, stop and play music, skip music, whatever it is. A lot of people use those number pads that the lunch ladies use, and they just set their own keybinds. I don't know how to do all that, but I'm pretty sure a YouTube video could help you. So obviously you want your refresh rate maxed out. Gameplay VSync you do not want on at all unless your monitor supports it, so that's up to you. And then I think the menu VSync, you definitely want that off too. So certain NVIDIA reflex low latency right here. So certain NVIDIA graphics cards do not support low latency mode or whatever, but most of them do. And now if you have like a really old graphics card, you probably won't see this, but you know, the latest versions, the mid-tier versions have these. So I use boosted. I have not experienced any issues with it. And render resolution, obviously 1750 by 1080. You want that at 100. The lower you go, the worse it gets, and the higher you go, the more your game will lag. So 100 is probably the best one, unless you have a 4K monitor and your GPU can support it. But also I do have my GPU overclocked as well. I didn't even go over this, or did I? I didn't. So if you do experience issues with your game, your GPU could be hot. So you usually want to turn your fan speeds up. You don't want to go too high to where it's literally loud as hell. And your core clock and memory clock, this is usually supposed to be set to 0, but I have it overclocked to 100 and 512. Now depending on the new graphics card, it could vary. So you don't want to obviously go maxed out, because your PC will literally restart. So that's a tough one. Power limit, you kind of want that up a little bit. Temp limit, we have that at 84. So pretty much all you want to change is core clock and memory. And if you do experience issues on your PC, like it's getting too hot, which is also why you want to have your GPU temperatures on Cold War like turned on, so you know where you're at. You always want this at 75. I have a lot of people asking me why my GPU is so cool, and this is probably the reason why. And that's pretty much all I do there. Now let's get back into this. Okay, so aspect ratio, I have that on automatic. It's either 16:9 or 16:10. Those are pretty much the common ones. Colorblind mode. Now I don't know what I changed. I think it was the yellow, the ally colors. But enemies, I set that to pink, because usually when you're in like smoke or behind a wall, sometimes the enemies will like glitch through the walls and you'll see their icon to pink. So I pretty much have it set to pink because one, they're visible, and two, there's usually like a dot above their head when you can't see their name. And once you see that dot, you gotta shoot right at it, because those are headshots, automatic headshots. And that's pretty much all that. So let's see. Field of view, the higher you go, the less frames you will get. So choose it wisely. So I use 120 because my PC can handle it. ADS field of view affected. I don't know what else, honestly. Frame rate limit, unlimited. Okay, all this is a default. So these are the graphic settings that matter. Texture quality high, model medium, special effects quality medium. Now, like I said earlier, this is a performance video, so I'm not gonna have, you know, quality over performance in this one. Maybe in a different video. I mean, let me know if you guys want to see that. I'll work something out. But screen space reflection disabled. Object view distance, we have that on high. Water tessellation disabled. Most of these are just for looks. This is the most RAM consuming, so choose this wisely. So volume lighting, we have that on low. Shadow low. Dynamic shadows, I have that on all, because you do get an advantage when enemies are like camping and you can see the light behind them and it's just showing their shadow, so you know they're there. Let's see. Special effect shadows disabled for sure. Weapon shadow pointless, disabled. Now if you're looking to get like top tier quality, you want this on. Don't go too maxed out because it'll fuck up your game and you will literally just be ass. So all this is disabled because I'm favoring performance. This is usually for like campaign maybe, and just like B-roll, so that's up to you. NVIDIA DLSS, I said SSSS. Disabled, don't really care for that. Anti-aliasing quality, we have that on high. Ambient occlusion quality, we have that on high. I don't really notice a difference here, but it makes a little difference, I guess, but I just turned that to high. Motion blur, it's completely pointless, disabled. Unless you're playing VR, then and you want to throw up, then go ahead and do that. Motion blur quality, low. Subsurface scattering, disabled. I mean, some of these are kind of pointless. I don't even know, like, it doesn't even take up no RAM like that, so it's up to you. Order independent transparency, disabled. I mean, you can see what it does. That does take up a lot of VRAM, as you can see, so disable that. VRAM usage target, keep that on 90. It usually should be default to 80, but yeah. Display gamma if you're using a TV, HD TV, and a monitor, sRGB, but at the same time it'll still depend on how it feels for you. Also just make sure your graphics card is selected, and that is pretty much that. Audio, don't really mess with this, just I guess make sure your audio is selected. Push to talk, I use V. That might be default, I don't know, but that's pretty much all that. Interface, yeah, just copy that, bro. Now this is what I have turned on. I have FPS counter shown, as you can see up here. GPU temperature, you want this on. Like I said, if it's over 60, that means it's getting a little too spicy in there. So go ahead and head on to MSI Afterburner and turn on that GPU fan speed, and you should be straight from there. GPU clock, I'm not really into all that, so it's hidden. CPU time hidden. VRAM. Now if you're like risking it and you know that your PC won't be able to handle it and you want to just measure how much you're getting, then you want to turn on your VRAM usage when you're in game and just see how much it gets. Also with the system clock, no, actually not that. I think that's pretty much it. You also want in-game alert icons enabled so that if you are getting issues, you want to know what it is, and you just come over here and just read which one it was, which logo you were seeing. For a while I was getting a lot of issues, and it was because of Dragon Center. Dragon Center is basically a software that you can use to control your RGB. You can also overclock in there, and basically overclocking in Dragon Center is the worst thing you could possibly do. If I were you, I would only use it for RGB control, so that's pretty much what I use for that reason. What else? And that's pretty much it. Controller, don't use this. I'm a goat on keyboard and mouse, so I'm not really down for all that. And that's pretty much it. So if this video did help you guys, this is the last one we will be doing, unless you guys want to see a quality settings video, then I might do that as well. But you know, without further ado, I hope this guys, damn, what did I even say? I hope this helped you guys out. I love you, and I'm gonna see you on the next one. Peace.